Good evening. I call to order the Newman City Council regular meeting, June 13th, 2023. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain stand for the invocation. Right? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let me say good evening, first of all, and that we're here this evening to take care of the business for the city of Newman. But I just pray that our Father in heaven will basically, when he says that when there's three or more gathered, he's in our presence. So I'm saying that we all take care of business, clear our minds of anything that is not prudent to the business of the city of Newman, and take care of this business. And we'll pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Item number 4, roll call.
Councilmember McDonald,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ball,
Here.
Tomlinson,
Here.
Pimentel,
Here.
Mayor Graham.
Here. All right. Item number 5, declarations of conflict of interest. None tonight. Item number 6, ceremonial matters, none. Before I get to 7. Yeah. From closed council, item A and B, direction was given to staff, and C was going to be continued. With that, we'll move back to item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Anybody wanting to speak tonight? Okay, so go and walk up to the podium right there, next to Chief. Yep, you walk around the back side of it. And then you'll state your name, give us your address, and
Good evening. My name is Mickey Tsuchida. I live at 1327 P Street. Do I state my now?
yeah, go ahead.
Compelled to bring my problem. Our house next door has been vacant for 9 years. We know the owner, but it's never been occupied. The issue and the concern my wife and I have is, with the abundance of rain this season, the backyard, the weeds are over the fence. And I don't know, is it, excuse me, I'm not used to speaking in front of the public.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Concern is the fire risk that can happen. And it's dry. 4th of July coming up. Kids are already amused. They're throwing firecrackers because the weeds are so tall. And it's not dry enough yet. But now this is next door, but I don't want, if the fire starts, to have it. You were just bordered with the fence only, 3 feet apart, or from at least from the detached garage. But I just
Okay.
trying to be, excuse my high school words, proactive. Is that the word?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. And now the city public works, they are in contact with the owner. He partially addressed the problem. It's no big deal, just 10 inches tall, but he mowed the front lawn or the grass. But the back is the potential, and I'm trying to express my concern that there could be a fire and then damage our house and a detached garage.
We can have somebody follow up with them.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. Anybody else? Welcome.
Hi. My name is Brian Hall. I reside at 744 Banff Drive. And my issue is a little bit more complicated than just high weeds. I actually sent the city council an email regarding some of this, and it took me many hours to write. I am 100% disabled. I've had a nice big chunk of my brain removed from a brain tumor. But it comes back to we as a community have great resources here. We had that whole thing about the fentanyl that went on, and we packed that middle school pretty good. But go from there to another aspect of it. How many of you had to walk on the street and not on the sidewalk because a car was parked on the sidewalk on your way getting here? How many of you had to duck to go underneath trees because they hung this low? You know, we have things that we need to do that are immediate concerns. And, you know, I've been dealing with this for over a year with Milo, who's my service dog. And him and I, we go out walking every day for an hour. And in that hour, in one day, I took 14 pictures of different violations that we came across of in one day, in an hour's time. You know, I've almost been ran over in crosswalks. I've almost been ran over by, plug your ears, Randy, his officers in crosswalks. So, you know, there's this sense of where do we really fit in everything? And I was actually even told by the investigator for the district attorney's office for Stanislaus County that as a pedestrian, I had no rights, that cars had rights over pedestrians, and crosswalks didn't even have to be there. Well, California code says, wrong. My right is, as a pedestrian, I come to an intersection where there should be a crosswalk. They don't have to be painted per code, but I'm supposed to allow those that are there to pass through, and all others must stop to allow me across the street. It's sad when even those that are here to help protect us, meaning our patrolmen and stuff like that, don't even adhere to that. You know, I just need this place to be like it's a safe place. I don't want vehicles parked on sidewalks. I don't want to have to duck my head to walk down the sidewalk. You know, and when we start getting into that thing, not only do we escalate beyond just what the California state code comes down to, but we migrate into federal code as far as the height of trees and stuff. And I just want to have things fixed. I'm willing to work with whoever about it. You know, if somebody wants to say, well, what are you talking about? Come join me. I can show you multiple things of this, you know. Unfortunately, when they designed the subdivision, linking up to a subdivision, they didn't do a really good job at the engineering and putting sidewalks in, or crosswalks in where they should be. And so I can take you in places in town, above Kern Street, and I can show you where there's a crosswalk going one direction, but how do I get across the street the other way? Because there's not a crosswalk going over. And so, you know, what do we start doing to get some of this stuff addressed? And that's kind of where I'm at, you know. But I'm more than willing to work with people, but I need people taking action to make sure things actually get done the way they need to be. And, you know, I think that if we work to that end, that it actually would be beneficial for the entire community.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, city staff, council members, Gavin Klein, Congressman John Duarte's office. Just want to give you guys all a quick update on some bills that the Congressman's co-sponsored, as well as some votes. Early last week, Congressman Duarte co-sponsored the Bipartisan Dignity Act. This is the first major bipartisan bipartisan immigration solution proposed by Congress in over a decade. The bill provides practical solutions for working families in the Valley, supports local business, and secures our border. Congressman Duarte said he would work with both Democrats and Republicans on an immigration bill, and he did mean that. The Dignity Act is a common sense solution, bipartisan fix to the crisis at the border. The bill makes us safe by providing $25 billion to fully secure our border, provides a dignified solution for undocumented immigrants living in America, and strengthens our economy and brings working families out of the shadows. Working families, we're going to shift to water a little bit here. Working families are suffering because Washington hasn't protected our water. As a farmer, Congressman Duarte knows our dams, canals, and levees are not delivering the water we need to keep food affordable and high-paying jobs. The Water Infrastructure Modernization Act is a common sense solution to getting more water to Valley farmers, families, and small businesses that Congressman Duarte is proud to co-sign on. The Water Infrastructure Modernization Act invests $50 million to bring clean and affordable water to our families, farms, and small businesses. The bill supports community water systems, innovative technologies, and storage systems. Congressman Duarte is also proud to co-sponsor House Resolution 3397, and it's to require the Director of Bureau of Land Management to withdraw a new BLM rule relating to the conservation and landscape health. The rule creates a new BLM lease for the conservation under a single-use management plan. Thousands of rural economies depend on the access for BLM lands for energy and mineral development, recreation, grazing, timber production, and enjoyment, which will be restricted under this one rule law. And Congressman Duarte has also voted on the Halt Fentanyl Act. This bill takes a stand against the devastating fentanyl crisis that we're grappling with our nation. Today, we were joined together mobile office hours here in Newman at Pizza Plus with Assemblymember Alanise's office. This was from 5:30 to 6:30, and we will be continuing this monthly, the second Tuesday of every month. So we were able to post that and send it with our newsletter. So we're going to continue to do that, and we'll be here the second Tuesday of every month. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Abby. I am here on behalf of Assemblymember 1 Alanise. Last week, his bill, AB 1467, passed through the Senate Health Committee. This is called the Nevaeh Sports Safety Act, which requires private youth sports programs to provide AEDs to program participants at games or practices. It's going to be going to the Senate floor next week, and then if that passes, it will go to the governor's desk to either be signed into law or vetoed. Like Gavin just said, we co-hosted our mobile district office to provide federal and state resources. So if anyone needs any of those resources from us regarding state or federal agencies, send them our way. We'll be back on the 11th at 5:30. And then as far as budget requests, if the city has any budget requests, feel free to send those requests to staff. I'll stick around after, so if there's any of those requests, then we can get those submitted as well.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Nope. Thank you, guys. Item number 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolution except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the May 9th, 2023 meeting. D, adopt resolution 2023 next number, ratifying memorandum of understanding between the City of Newman and the Operating Engineers Local Number 3 Miscellaneous Bargaining Unit. E, adopt resolution 2023 next number, ratifying a memorandum of understanding between the City of Newman and the Operating Engineers Local Number 3 Public Works Bargaining Unit. F, adopt resolution 2023 next number, ratifying memorandum of understanding between the City of Newman and the Newman Police Officers Association. And G, approval of donation to the City of Gustine's annual fireworks show.
I move that we accept the consent calendar for this period.
Second.
We have first and second. Go ahead and vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 9, public hearings. Adopt resolution 2023. Next, a number, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
Mayor, this item has been remediated and is no longer necessary.
I apologize. Adopt resolution, item number B. Adopt resolution number 2023, next number, resolution confirming the assessment and ordering the levy of lighting and landscape maintenance district for the fiscal year 23 and 24.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Okay, let's do this. Several items. Fun. So the first item is a resolution to confirm the assessment and ordering the levy for the lighting and landscape maintenance districts for fiscal year 23-24. This is the fourth resolution that you have adopted over the last couple months that we approved the annual report on a previous meeting. We confirmed the assessment and what the raise would be, which is 5.3%. Or 5.03% this year, which is well within the allowed rate increase. And with the adoption of this resolution, if you hereby do that, you would confirm the assessment. And the assessment is described in full detail in the annual report on file with the clerk. You would levy the assessment pursuant to section 22-631 of the Act. The adoption of this resolution shall constitute the levy of an assessment for fiscal year commencing July 1st, 23 and ending June 30th, 2024. And then you'll be ordering the levy. The council hereby orders NBS to prepare and submit the levy of assessments to Stanislaus County for the placement on the fiscal year 23-24 secured property tax roll. I did get a couple phone calls from the public, and I went over how much their increase would be for their specific lot. And it was, one person was $11 for the year, so that's about $1 a month. And so it's a minimal increase, but allows us to continue to provide streetlights and pump station maintenance and landscape services for all those beautiful landscapes we have surrounding our subdivisions. And I can take any questions.
Any questions? I'll go and open up for the public for any comments, questions. All right, I'll bring it back to City Council for action.
I'll move to adopt Resolution 2023, a resolution confirming the assessment and ordering the levy for the lighting and landscape maintenance district for fiscal year 23-24.
I'll second.
We have a first and second, go and vote. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Item number
everyone.
C, adopt resolution, conduct a special election and introduce ordinance of the City Council of the City of Newman, California, establishing the formation of a community facilities district, next to number 2023-1, public safety maintenance and services. We're going to take these one at a time. So we'll start with the first one, item number 1, adopt resolution 2023 and next number, a resolution establishing the formation of the community facilities district and future annexation area.
Mayor, she's going to go ahead and we only have one report for all of them, so she'll do the full report, and then we'll go the items one by one. After we also have a public hearing. So.
Okay.
So the item before you is to adopt several resolutions and adopt an ordinance. And what that will do is set up our new development in a community facilities district, which is similar to the lighting and landscape maintenance district. We're just handling it a different way according to the Melrose Act, because we're allowed to assess it for different functions. So we're in the future, we could assess for public safety items and different things as well as the landscape, streetlights. In some of these lists, we can slurry every 7 years. We're paying for 50% of that. And this will be a tax roll on the new properties in the two areas that I've showed up here. One is the Oristimba, which we know as Souza Court subdivision. There's 10 lots. And the other one is the Prince Matos Ranch subdivision. And so what we've done is we've received waivers from them. You guys saw that at your last meeting or the one before. And that they're requesting to do this. And what that does is trigger a vote of the property owners. There's 18 lots for these two subdivisions. And so SEM has 10 lot votes, no, 3, excuse me, because it hasn't been split yet. And then SEM Matos Ranch has 15. So there's a total of 18 votes because it's by lot, it's by acres. And so it doesn't have to be per lot, and every property owner won't vote on it. They'll get a chance to discuss it next year when we do this process again for the CFD, just like we do the LLD. After we adopt the first, we conduct the public hearing, and then we will adopt the first resolution that establishes the formation, and then we will hold a special election. We'll call for a special election, and then we'll hold the special election. The city clerk has the ballots, and then we'll come back, we'll report that election result, and then we will adopt, he'll open the ballots and announce the result, and then we'll adopt declaring the results of that special election, and then we will do a first reading of an ordinance that is specific to these subdivisions and the formation of this community facilities district. So we may proceed unless you have any questions for me before we start the public hearing.
No? So just on procedural things, I
Yes.
just want to make sure we're doing this right. So right now, we'll just open up for a public comment?
Yes.
And then we'll bring
Yep.
it back and we'll close it, okay.
Yep.
So at this time, we'll open up for public comment. Anybody wanting to speak on this item? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it back to council for action. On item number 1, correct?
Yeah, so you just conducted the public hearing, and so now you can close the public hearing, and then we'll go to item number 2, which is adopt the resolution establishing the formation.
Okay, so I bring it back to council for action. Or any questions or comments?
I'll move to adopt resolution number 2023, a resolution establishing the formation of the Community Facilities District and future annexation area.
A second.
We have first and second, go ahead and vote. Motion carries 5-0. With that, we'll move to item number 2, adopt resolution 2023, next number, a resolution calling for a special election for the Community Facilities District.
Yes.
So we need action on that.
Yes.
Somebody?
I move to adopt resolution number 2023, a resolution calling for a special election for Community Facilities District.
And we'll go-
I'll second that.
Yeah, first and second, go and vote. Motion carries 5-0. So with that, we'll hold a special election.
I have the votes here, Mayor. The first envelope contains 3 votes, and they are 3 yes votes. Second envelope contains 15 votes, and those are yes, so that is a total of 18 yes votes, which is a total of all the properties, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
So the results would be 18 yeses and 0 nos.
Okay. And that's the complete of that?
And I believe you guys need to adopt a resolution accepting those results, or no?
Yep, declaring the results.
So I'll bring it back to council.
Let me keep going.
Keep going.
All right. Adopt resolution number 2023, a resolution declaring results of a special landowner election and directing the recording of a special tax lien.
I'll second that.
We have first and second. Go and vote. All right. Motion carries 5-0, accepting the special election results. And now bring us to item number 4, first reading and introduction of ordinance 2023, next number, an ordinance authorizing the levy of special taxes in the Community Facilities District.
And we will publish a summary of this ordinance in the newspaper tomorrow if this is adopted. And this is just specifically to these two subdivisions. It doesn't affect any of the other property owners, existing property owners in Newman.
Correct. Do we need to do a first reading, or did we already do it?
Just, you can waive the first reading, I believe.
It's already been waived.
Yep, it's been waived. So you could just, I guess, vote on it, authorize it,
Introduce it, please, yeah.
introduce it, and
I move to introduce the first reading and introduction of ordinance number 2023, an ordinance authorizing the level of special taxes in a community facilities district.
I second.
First and second. Okay. Item passed 5-0.
thank you so much for going through that with me. Okay,
All right. Item D.
item D.
Adopt resolution 2023, next number, a resolution adopting the mitigated negative declaration and the mitigation monitoring and reporting program for the Newman Influent Trunk Sewer Improvement.
Thank you, Mayor. This item before you is the second phase of the Newman Influent Trunk Sewer Improvement. We are in construction right now of the first phase, which is coming from Hills Ferry, cutting down dirt roads and stopping about midway point through the wastewater plant with a new influent truck line, where all the sewer heads through the wastewater plant to get out to the wastewater treatment plant. The second phase, we have applied for a grant. We've pretty confident that we're going to get that grant to construct the phase 2 of this project. And part of that is going through the environmental process, where the environmental consultant went through the site and they determined what kind of species we need to protect, what mitigation measures, like we'll be doing bird surveys or checking for any kind of trees that could be removed and mitigating those impacts to this project. The mitigated negative declaration was under review and open to the public for 35 days. It also was mailed to all the neighboring agencies so they could take a look at it and see if there was any concerns that they saw that we would need to mitigate. The comments are attached. We had 2 comments from 2 different agencies that were minimal in nature. And we we'll be doing nesting surveys and just all the good environmental stuff. And so this document will be kind of a guidebook for us as we go into construction to know what we need to do to mitigate the risk to habitat or wildlife that exists out at the wastewater treatment plant. And I can take any questions if you have them.
Any questions? Open up to the public for any questions, comments? None? Bring it back to the city council.
I'd like to move to adopt resolution number 2023, a resolution adopting the mitigated negative declaration and the mitigation monitoring and reporting program for the Newman Influent Tank Sewer Improvement Phase 2.
I'll second that.
First and second, electronically.
Thank you.
Motion carries 5-0. Item number 10A, regular business.
Regular business. Yay.
Adopt resolution 2023, next number, a resolution accepting a bid and awarding the contract to George Reed Incorporated for the pavement rehabilitation for Inyo Avenue and Canal School Road project. Federal aid number STPL-5172, apparent 026, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Thank you, Mayor. Is this project exciting or what? This is Canal
waiting for a while.
School Inyo surface improvements. This has been a long time coming. We were able to go after additional funding thanks to Measure L, thanks to StanCog, and then saving some money that we had. So we're able to fully fund this project to the low bidder, which is $1,677,267 $2,000.50. So George Reed's a good contractor. They are a responsive bidder. And we would be pleased for you to accept this bid and award this to George Reed. And I'll take any questions.
Any questions?
Yes. So when we award this, we've talked about this in the past, and you know my feeling in reference to that particular project. So is it going to be explained once this is awarded to the contractor that once we get ready to do that park, he's going to possibly have to come back and do some extra work on that street?
So we have worked it out. We have several projects. We have Inyo 33 going on right now. By the time these guys get mobilized and get out there to start this project, that one will be just wrapping up, we hope. So then we can come down Inyo the different way. The park, the news project, and the wetland project that are starting, I think, yesterday or the day before, they are going to access off Brazo Road and go the other way down Sanchez. And this road it was designed of 5 inches of pavement over 18 inches of base, which is a commercial rated structured piece of road that some of the road out there is on native. You till it up and it's dirt under that first layer of asphalt. That's the way they used to do it back in the day. But now we've learned, do a good base, do a thick stretch of pavement, and it'll last you 15 years, even with truck traffic. So I feel very confident that this is going to be a beautiful project and last this road. And I hope all the people that have call me and thank me for getting this project done, because it's a big one on our list and we're so happy to be able to do it. But I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, and I'm one, in terms of dealing with guarantees to make sure, just like a change order, down the road. Just basically, hoping, because it's that particular road is used a lot.
Yeah.
So
we are going to have a warranty period, and so
great.
I walk them personally after the warranty period, and right before it ends, and we go out there, and if there's a crack, if there's a sidewalk cracked, if there's a pothole, if there's anything, we'll make them dig it up and redo it. And so we do that on every project, and so there is a warranty time for those.
Yeah, great, Kathy.
I don't let them get away with nothing.
I heard that.
Any other questions? Bring it back. Open up to the public for any comments? None? I'll bring it back to the council for action.
Adopt resolution number 2023, a resolution accepting a bid and awarding the contract to George Reed Incorporated for the pavement rehabilitation for Inyo Ave and Canal School Road project, federal aid number STPL-5172, parentheses 026, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
And I'll second that.
We got first and second, go and vote. Motion carries 5-0. Excited to see that project finally
Yes.
getting done, because I've been on the council a long time, and I know we've been waiting a long time for that one to be
Super excited
done.
about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Item 10B, adopt resolution 2023, next number, a resolution adopting the 2022 Water Master Plan.
Thank you. My last item for the evening. Thanks for putting up with me this long.
I think you're using up all your time.
You're welcome. I won't have anything to report after this. So the 2022 Water Master Plan was worked on by Stantec. We approved an agreement with them, and we went through the 2008 Water Master Plan. So that was, 14 years ago, 15 years ago. And we updated it to account for current data. We summarized and collected all the studies, reports, planning data, and other background information. We confirmed the population projection assumptions, and that's based on facts of the planning process that the city of Newman goes through. Really sets us up to know what's coming down the pipe as far as building houses or any kind of development. And so that's a really important part of this, because the Water Master Plan tells us, as these things are built, what do we need in terms of water? So we have enough water to serve existing customers, and then also have enough water to accommodate new development, new houses, new schools, new businesses. We have identified all the known developments, and we analyzed the need for water system improvements. And we created a capital improvement project list where as things develop, it tells us what we need to have developers build or what the city needs to build. We did come up with a couple other recommendations to show that we have some inadequacies, which could be the water line on Merced over there that's going to the Housing Authority. That needs to be replaced. So we're building, Lou and I work on those items to build those into the budget. So we have projects, and it's based on what's in the master plan as well. We have a deficit on storage already, even though we just built a new 1 million gallon tank. So those will be looked at as we look at what kind of funding we need to use to make the water system whole. And that's for fire protection. It's at the highest capacity. Well, I mean, we have adequate water for the daily use, but if the whole town caught on fire, then we would have a shortage of water in storage for fire. But I'm sure Keith can manage to keep the fires out. And so this, by adopting this, we can share it publicly. We'll post it on the website. So when somebody comes in and they want to build 112 houses, they can look at it and say, okay, this is what the city of Newman needs. We have a document that we can go by and that we can justify. And we've done a study to verify these are the things that we need. And so I can take any questions if you have them.
I have a quick question for you, Kathy.
Sure.
How often do we check our water in terms of contamination?
So the water system is tested twice a week for bacteria. It's tested every 3 years for all the major constituents, which is the state requirement. We test for nitrates quarterly because that could be high in this area because we're a farming community. We have a whole list. If you look at the Consumer Confidence Report, which you can find online, it shows every single thing we test for every year, every quarter, every week. We test for TTHMs. I mean, just everything that you could imagine that could be in the water, we test for it very frequently.
So that report, is it public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We mail it actually out to everyone, and it'll be in the paper, I believe, this week for this last year's. We do it by July 1st for the previous year. So you can see everything they sample for.
They're also posted on the website.
Yep, posted on the website, in the paper.
Mayor, one thing we should probably make mention of in the new water master plan. The former water master plan had always indicated that we were going to shift from groundwater to surface water, and that we would build a water line all the way out to the aqueduct out by I-5, and then we would build a $40 million treatment plant. And well, in a town of 10,000 and with our economic makeup, that's not feasible. So this new study just goes back to where we originally were. We have a lot of groundwater underneath us, and we'll continue to do that and use groundwater as our source water. So.
But we still have that thought in mind in terms of, the city is growing, Mayor, in terms of new housing and other developments that's going to take place down the pipeline. In saying that, you have recognized that basically at some point in time in the history of this city, we're going to have that line going up to the aqueduct.
Well, the challenge will be, and that'll probably outlive all of us, the challenge will be there's a finite supply of water in California. So everybody already has the rights to it. So then you have to go out and buy the rights to even purchase water from them, and that is super expensive. And you're looking $400, $500, $600 a month water bills. If you're trying to do that in Newman. So I don't know that we'll ever get there, Councilman. I think the better course of action and what this master plan will tell you is we have to recognize the water resource for how precious it is. And we have to develop sustainable groundwater management plans. And we already do that. And then we're working with developers to make sure that we minimize our impact on the groundwater as we move forward. So.
Great.
That's the plan of attack.
Great. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Michael.
I'll open up the public for any comments or questions. Not seeing any, I'll bring it back to council.
I move to adopt resolution number 2023, resolution adopting the 2022 Water Master Plan.
I'll second.
First and second, go and vote. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
You take a break now for a couple minutes. Item number 11, items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor. Russell's here this evening. Good evening, Russell.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
We're all intimate here. Before I give my report that the supervisor has asked me to give, I just want to preface my comments by saying I know my other legislative partners went first and they talked about the serious work that we all do. But I will say I think my update is equally as important and equally as serious when I say from the supervisor, he just wants to wish a happy birthday to Councilman McDonald, who recently had a birthday, and Mayor Graham, who recently had a birthday as well.
Thank you.
That's my report for the day, as you can tell. We're on equal footing here as our legislative partners, but I just wanted to come and say that on his behalf, and we appreciate being partners with you, and I know he likes serving with you as well. And with that being said, I'm happy to take any comments, questions, or concerns.
Any questions?
Yeah. Tail Chance, thank you, Supervisor. Thank you so much. I was recognized, you all, this Sunday in church, and we stream online across the nation. So when he sent that recognition, like a proclamation, that was incredible. I mean, it almost brought tears to my eyes. So you let him know that I surely appreciate not just his work, but, you know, his heart in terms of how he think of us. Tell him thank you so much.
And the word going around the office was, when we get as cool as Councilman McDonald, we know we made it in life. So we're all pushing towards that. So I'll carry that.
Well,
thank you.
You know, I've been pretty blessed. You all, I'll be 75 years old Thursday, and I'm still able to get up, drive 5 hours to LA and back. That's like 10 hours, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just about a turnaround trip, and I've been pretty blessed to have my health, and I only have one thing, this hernia that doesn't bother me at all, but it's just a eyesore sometimes. But other than that, you know, I've been pretty blessed, and I should appreciate, the thanks that I get.
Any other comments, questions, or concerns?
Fellow Supervisor, we appreciate the hard work he does for the West Side.
Thank you guys very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
My birthday's in February.
Okay. You let the office know. We'll get you a reso just like that one.
I'll take it.
All right. Item number 12, items from the city manager and staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of updates. The housing element is moving forward, working with the state to make sure that they approve our grant, working with Stancog to try to get more money out of them. So we're moving forward with that project. We are working on a Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Sounds like today we set a date in July. We're going to have a public workshop. We want the community to tell us what they would like our future parks to look like, what kind of amenities they would like in there. That will have a public education program leading up to it. We'll have a workshop, and then there'll be a questionnaire that'll stay open, kind of what we did with the veterans. There'll be a questionnaire that stays open for 30 to 45 days, trying to elicit it. Comment. We'll get Allie and Catherine to put flyers or things up at our farmers market, as well as movie night, just trying to direct as many people as we can to that. It's an important feature. Help us plan a great community in the future, and let us know what you want in those parks when we're moving forward and developing those sites. So it's important for the community to participate in that. And continuing to update our impact fee program. That's an ongoing project as well. The mayor and I had a meeting, it was last month, I believe, but thank you to our assembly member, Alan East, and Senator Alvarado Gill. We do have the signage ready for the Singh Memorial Highway. We have the placement of the location. We're just waiting on final dates. We got to wait for the signs to get here so we can make sure they're here and ready to go, and then work with the family. We're anticipating that event will occur in late July. So more information to come on that. Keep an eye on social media, as well as we'll put it in print, as well as our website, and advertise it here as well. And then we will, Mayor, and Catherine and I talked a little bit about this. We'll use the social media blitz as well with all of our upcoming projects and the roads that are going to be on. And it's going to disrupt traffic flows for a while. It's going to impact people's daily lives if you're living in that area. But I think the benefit will be well worth it. We're probably looking, I don't know, it's probably a 90-day construction period that'll probably start in July, mid to late July. So it'll be late summer into early fall, but that project will be complete. And as Catherine said, we well over engineered that street roadway. So we know what kind of traffic we're getting up and down that road, and we planned accordingly. So 18 inches of a base with 5 inches of asphalt is a pretty substantial roadway. So we're looking forward to that as well. And then just lastly, I would like to pitch a council workshop on a off Tuesday. So if you would look at your schedule for potentially July 18th, it's a Tuesday evening. If it works for everybody, we could start it at 6 or 6:30, depending on the mayor if he's working that day. We're looking at maybe an hour and a half worth of workshop. Just kind of want to talk a little bit about where our projects are. But we're getting a lot of interest in growth, and we have new council members on here, and I think it's important for us as your staff to hear what your ideas and thoughts are that pertain to growth, both residential and economic growth. And so we want to get your input on that, and I think that's the right forum to do that in. So again, I'll email you all out, and you can send me your schedule if that day works for you. But we're going to look at July 18th. We'll do it in here. We'll bring in some sandwiches so you can come and have something to eat. Sit around 6:30 to 8, something like that. 6 to 8 would be our preference. So. And that's all that I have, Mayor, and I can answer any questions you may have.
July 18th would work for me if it works for everybody else. In the evenings, I'm usually pretty good. I did have one thing that I was wondering if maybe we could throw on the website. The city website is a heading or something for projects, a list of current projects, maybe with links to what they are, and then upcoming projects, because we have a lot of stuff going on and not everybody knows what it is and what it's for, when it's going to end, so they can plan on that stuff.
Fair enough. Yep.
Any questions? Thank you. Is Allie here today?
She's not here.
Okay. Chief?
I do not have anything tonight, but I'd be more than happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions for Chief?
Mayor, LPRs?
What you want me to talk about? Okay.
Yeah, we have a couple LPRs up.
So in the mid-year, you guys approved our LPR cameras. We budgeted for 8 of them. 2 of them have been put in place because they were within the city limits, and our city staff does a wonderful job approving permits, where Caltrans, Stanislaus County, and Merced County have been kind of lacking. So we've gotten 2 of the 8 up. They've been up for 20 days in locations that are not the most traveled locations throughout the city, but we've read 97,000 plates in those 20 days. We've had 3 hits so far. One was a false hit. It read the plate wrong because of the dent in the plate. We were able to find the car and make sure. And then in the last 2 days, has read 2 stolen license plate cars. They're the right cars, but their front plates were missing. But so they are working. They are reading the plates that travel through. So I was amazed by how many plates that they've read, especially in the 2 locations where they are, that many cars travel down those roads. So we have a lot more traffic than I originally thought.
Outstanding. It's a good resource. Great resource.
It's a great resource. They get great camera footage of the cars when they go by.
So I mean, we have a lot of traffic comes through Newman, even though they just passed through.
We do. One of them was near one of our schools, so that, that those numbers have slowed down a little bit since school is let out from parents not dropping off their kids. But yeah, we do have a lot of traffic traveling through.
Only, Michael, if we could just come up with an idea to each car that passes through, give us $1.
I like it.
Hey, thank you, Chief. Lou?
Good evening. At our next meeting, we'll be presenting the budget, and we've got copies in front of all of you. Take time, peruse through it. If you got any questions, Michael or myself will be happy to answer any questions you have on it. Happy to answer any other questions you may have.
Good deal. Thank you, Lou. Catherine?
No report, thank you.
Usually you still have something extra.
I probably do, but give you a break.
Chief Bowen?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. A few things. We are seeing an increase in our call volume. We've been sending you the weekly reports. We had a fire in the 2000 block of L Street the other day. No serious injuries or anything like that. Cause was determined to be discarded hot nails into a dumpster. So I just want to thank the volunteers. They do a great job. I'm super proud of the fire department. And I can answer any questions on that if you have any. We did our babysitter clinic this last week. That was with the Ladies Auxiliary. We just provided hosting for them. So we had 18 students that left, school-age students, gave them some skills to be home alone or watch younger siblings. So it was great. Taught them what to do if someone's choking, taught them about CPR, and just got to spend the day with them. So it was a great event, and we hope to keep that coming back every year now that COVID's kind of gone. And then we're preparing for a lot of the upcoming events that'll be happening over the summer. So we're working towards that. At the end of the month, a couple of our members will be attending a car seat safety program so we can get certified. We've had a few requests lately to have car seat inspections, so we'll hopefully be able to offer that program locally. And then we added 2 additional CPR instructors, so that's a huge help to me. So maybe we can start bringing back some of those community CPR classes. So, and I can answer any other questions you guys might have.
Any questions? Thank you. Pro Tem Ball?
I attended a disaster council, the county's disaster council last week. Just 2 items of note. The bridge at Hills Ferry and River Road. It's closed, okay. No timetable there that our county knows about. I was referred to Merced County for any additional questions on that. The other topic was Catfish Camp. Apparently Catfish Camp is only supposed to be up to 14 days for a stay. That has not been occurring. The county's saying that if the county does not somehow obtain that property, if they do obtain that property, they would like to see it as a day use only. If they don't obtain it, they're looking at holding them to 14 days fewer for occupants. So if you have any other, and that is a public meeting, so it's the Stanislaus County Disaster Council if you want to go online and look up the minutes, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman?
Have nothing other than have a blessed evening, and thanks everyone for the happy birthday wishes.
I have nothing.
Councilman Tomlinson?
Nothing.
I'd like to thank everybody for the birthday wishes too. And with that, I'll ask for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.